Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, was dead. An Israeli airstrike struck at the heart of the organization's Beirut stronghold. Reports confirmed that Nasrallah's daughter Zainab was also killed. The news spread like wildfire, igniting emotions across the region. Hezbollah issued a chilling confirmation. Retaliation, they promised, would be swift and merciless. The world watched, holding its breath. Israel remained tight-lipped, no official confirmation, just a deafening silence that spoke volumes. Sources whispered of Nasrallah's involvement in recent attacks. Rocket fire, cross-border raids, all bore his hallmarks. Images of the strike flooded the internet. Plumes of smoke billowed against the Beirut skyline. The world braced itself for the inevitable aftershocks. This was a game-changer. The death of Hassan Nasrallah had the potential to unravel the fragile peace in the region. Stay updated with the latest developments. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. "We will avenge our leader's death," their statement declared. The words laced with grief and rage. Their promise resonated through the streets of Beirut and beyond. A stark warning to Israel and its allies. Israel, meanwhile, maintained its silence, the lack of official confirmation fueling a frenzy of speculation. Were they trying to downplay their role, fearing international condemnation? Or were they, as some analysts suggested, engaged in a calculated game of psychological warfare, waiting for the opportune moment to deliver their narrative? The silence, heavy with unspoken truths, only amplified the tension. The world held its breath, caught in a deadly game of chess between two sworn enemies. Each move, each statement, carried the weight of potentially catastrophic consequences. The world watched, caught in the crosshairs of a conflict that threatened to spiral out of control. The death of Nasrallah had ignited a fuse, and the world could only wait to see what inferno it would unleash. From Washington to Moscow, from Paris to Beijing, the message was unanimous: exercise restraint. The world watched with bated breath, pleading for calm as the specter of a regional conflagration loomed large. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, urged both sides to step back from the brink. France, a historical mediator in the region, echoed the sentiment, calling for dialogue and diplomacy. Even Russia, a key supporter of the Syrian regime, condemned the strike and demanded an immediate ceasefire. But beneath the veneer of diplomatic platitudes, there was palpable fear. The killing of Nasrallah, a figure so central to the region's geopolitical landscape, had upset a delicate balance. The potential for escalation was undeniable. The coming days, everyone knew, would be critical. The world watched, hoping against hope that cooler heads would prevail. But in the tinderbox of the Middle East, where ancient grudges ran deep and the thirst for vengeance burned hot, peace was a fragile and elusive thing. Stay informed on this developing story and more. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for the latest updates. Hassan Nasrallah was more than just a leader, he was an icon, a symbol of resistance. Born in 1960 in Beirut, his journey from humble cleric to Hezbollah's head was marked by conviction and brilliance. Rising during the Lebanese civil war, his charisma and tactics marked him for greatness. After Abbas al-Musawi's assassination in 1992, Nasrallah at 32 took over. Under his leadership, Hezbollah evolved into a formidable force. Nasrallah's fiery oratory and commitment made him a cult figure, revered and loathed. Section 5: Hezbollah. After Nasrallah, uncertainty grips the organization's future. The death of Nasrallah left a gaping hole in Hezbollah's leadership. The organization, accustomed to his unwavering guidance, now faced an uncertain future. Internal power struggles, long suppressed under his iron rule, threatened to erupt, further destabilizing the already volatile region. The potential successors, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, would be vying for control. Would they be able to maintain the delicate balance between Hezbollah's political and military wings? Would they be able to withstand the external pressures from Israel, the United States, and regional rivals like Saudi Arabia? Adding to the uncertainty was the question of Hezbollah's response. Would they seek immediate and bloody revenge, risking a full-blown war with Israel? Or would they opt for a more measured approach, focusing on consolidating power and regrouping for the long game? The world waited, watching for any sign, any indication of the path Hezbollah would choose. The stakes had never been higher. The future of Lebanon, and perhaps the entire region, hung precariously in the balance. Stay updated with the latest developments, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Lebanon, a nation already reeling from economic collapse and political turmoil, found itself teetering on the precipice. Nasrallah's death, while a tragedy for Hezbollah, had far-reaching implications for the entire country. The political vacuum left in his wake threatened to reignite the sectarian tensions that had plagued Lebanon for decades. Hezbollah, with its Shiite base, had long been a dominant force in Lebanese politics, its influence extending far beyond its military capabilities. Nasrallah's death had the potential to upset this delicate balance, emboldening rival factions and potentially leading to a resurgence of the sectarian violence that had scarred the nation's past. The Lebanese government, already struggling to maintain order and provide basic services to its citizens, now faced an even more daunting challenge. How could they prevent the country from descending into chaos? How could they navigate the treacherous path between appeasing Hezbollah's demands for revenge and preventing a devastating war with Israel? The coming days and weeks would be crucial. The world watched, hoping against hope that Lebanon, a nation that had endured so much, could weather this latest storm. Decades of bloodshed marked the Israel-Hezbollah feud. The assassination of Hassan Nasrallah was not an isolated incident, it was the latest chapter in a long and bloody feud between Israel and Hezbollah, a conflict that had its roots in the tumultuous history of the Middle East. The two adversaries had been locked in a deadly dance for decades, their animosity fueled by a complex web of religious, ideological, and geopolitical factors. From Israel's invasion of Lebanon in 1982 to the 2006 Lebanon War, their conflict had claimed the lives of thousands and left an indelible scar on the region's psyche. Nasrallah's death, while a significant blow to Hezbollah, did little to resolve the underlying issues that fueled the conflict. On the contrary, it had the potential to exacerbate tensions and push the two sides closer to the brink of another devastating war. The world watched, holding its breath, praying for peace. But in the heart of the Middle East, where history had a way of repeating itself, the drums of war beat a little louder, a grim reminder that the cycle of violence was far from over. Stay informed on this and other breaking news stories. Subscribe to our channel for the latest updates and in-depth analysis.